And we are back again. It's your friendly neighborhood film watchers. We are Frankly Football. I'm your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, Hunted Grand. Set it off, Chris, with me. So, Chris, the draft is finished, man. You know that,
Yeah,
and that's the
yeah.
show. the
Yeah, that's it. 257 kids
mhm,
got drafted, and another, I guess maybe another 100 got an opportunity to, probably even more than that, to get the
mhm,
opportunity to go get signed on with a lot of different school teams, man. So,
yeah,
big day, man. Big time this
mhm,
weekend, man. Some of the guys, some even guys, even today, will be
yeah,
coming. Parts of teams and things of that nature, filling out that 90-man roster for a lot of football teams. But
yes, sir.
we're gonna talk specifically about our Dallas Cowboys,
Hmm.
um, and what's ended up happening. And if you're gonna start with you got to start at the top with the 12th pick
Sure.
overall in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys has select Tyler Booker, guard, out of Alabama.
Yes, sir.
Talk to him about it, brother.
So, like I said, when we gave our instant reaction that night, and the following day with you,
Yeah,
I feel like Tyler Booker was the safest pick uh, available for the Cowboys. As far as pure guards go, he was my number one guard. I want to say he was like my 11th or 12th overall player.
mm,
I didn't have many first round grades. I
okay,
only had like 12 or 13.
okay,
Um, but when you look at Tyler Booker on film, you see a very stable player. He doesn't get off balance often. He doesn't get overextended often. He's a very heady player. In the film that we're gonna watch tonight, you notice him taking on duties that the center normally has. The center is normally the general of the offensive line. They communicate across the line. You see Tyler
hmm,
Booker giving hand signs and doing the communication.
okay.
Has a vast leadership traits and things of that nature. Um, Now, there are some people who complain about his athleticism. I
Mm,
think that Bama actually put him in situations, and this I'm not saying this in a negative way. Bama put him in situations where in live games he got to work on those situations on those skill sets. Like people talk about, and I'm one of those people. I talk
okay,
about how his foot speed could be better. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Bama had him being the pull guard a lot. They had him in combo blocks being the guy that climbs.
Yeah.
Um, and if his foot speed is truly an issue, those repetitions in live games, man, he either gonna improve or get swallowed in the water. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So I truly believe that the Cowboys hit this pick out of the park. They solidified the offensive line, and you know Dak Prescott is a quarterback that's not going to be as athletic as he was in his younger days, right? Having the middle of that offensive line sewed up is going to allow him to step up if the bookends are struggling, and also in your running game, it's going to allow your running back to have clean lanes inside.
I mean, all those things you said are, spot on. I think the best part about him is that it helped you get back to an identity. As a Cowboys fan, and as we've watched them over the years, we haven't really had an identity.
Yeah.
Are we a run football team? Are we a pass first football team? And I
Hmm.
think when you get a guy like Tyler Booker coming from the program that he's come from, coming from the pedigree, and having been around the great Nick Saban, and to have him speak so highly of him really sealed it for me. Initially I wanted to get an offensive lineman. I wanted to put my biggest thing is protecting guard, center guard. I think that's the most
Hmm.
vital part of your offensive line. You can do certain things. It helps enhance guys that we have. Tyler Steele was a better run blocker when he was next to Zach Martin. So I think if you get him a premium guy, which Tyler Booker is, you do that. The foot speed and things of that nature, man. These are the things that you can work on.
Yeah.
Strength is something you can work on.
Hmm.
Foot speed is something you work on. Genetics you can't work on. If you ain't
Absolutely
big,
not.
if you're not big, if you're not physically not strong, and his mentality and his attitude is absolutely perfect for what you want.
Yes,
You
sir.
want a guy that's you know to a person that's on off the field. He's communicative. He likes to talk. He seems very jovial. To the point, he enjoys and loves football. But when he gets between those white lines, man, he's got a distinction of I want to get nasty, and that was the one thing that we loved a lot about Tyler Smith when we first heard him start talking. Hey, my job is to protect, and I'm going to defend. And Tyler Booker's the same way. So I think it's an amazing pick for the Cowboys. I'm not as big of as many flaws as others might have. I just think he was the absolute best guard in this draft, and a perfect pick. Either you went him or you went and got the Nolan kid out of Kentucky. But I think we made the decision to go with this guy and go from there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I wasn't upset about it at all. I believe that if the Cowboys want to, with the new coach, establish the run and things that they can make their identity a run first team, offensive line is always going to be a safe pick.
Well, Shotty said he took pride in that. If you heard Schottenheimer's press conference, he said, I take pride in the fact that I led the league in rushing. I want that to be the staple of what we do. And, a lot of times, in that time frame, everybody was like, hey, they could be this if we let Russell cook. But in all instances, he made his football team to the point that made it easier for Russell to do certain things when he was in Seattle. I think he comes here with really a better quarterback at a better space in his career than Russell was at that time. You could see the slow, precipitous drop of Russell's game. There go my TI word for the day, going ahead and falling off. Now that you got Rain coming back, because he's always had a chip, so he's got even bigger chip now that he's got he's got some legitimate competition in that room to go ahead and run this thing out to the end. And I think as when the Cowboys tried to do it for Tony Romo towards the end of his career by getting him more help in certain areas, I think they've got the offensive line in place, and I think it sets the table for some other things that might happen down the road.
Other things like what?
I don't have any problem with. Well, that's hey man. It's April 26, man. April 26, 27, man. We ain't got to go into all that. Just I feel personally. We're fine. We can have those. Hey, we ain't got this. Oh, we ain't got that. We can sit and cry. Christopher personally set it off. Says I'm fine, and we'll talk about that later on down the road.
For sure.
All right. So let's dig off. Go ahead. Let's dig off in this film real quick.
Exactly. So Chris, we're going to take a look at the Bama and Georgia game.
Okay.
This video about to get flagged as soon as we.
No, we gonna kind of pick a boo it a little bit. We ain't gonna be too belligerent, but trying to make sure we get an opportunity for people to see it. Don't get taken down and we get flagged and they on the lookout. We on the run.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So we gonna take a look at this this Bama versus Georgia game. This is from this year, and the good thing about it, man, you got the all 22 view. Now on our offensive line cutups, we don't really get like the highlighter, the little circle around the player that shows who they are. But Tyler Booker's your left guard. He's 52. So what I'm paying attention to, and this is my third time watching this game now, it might even be my fourth. I'm just watching 52. I'm not looking at the result of the play or anything like that, right? So let's get into it.
I love. Okay, go ahead.
No. Okay. Let me hear what you got.
No, listen, first and foremost, we want to make sure he's able to block and able to help the running back. And it's kind of like, he's got two running backs. Number 4 is a running back. And then the other, so he's working with double running backs. So let's see how this play plays out.
All right. So 13 minutes worth of film. All right, so boom. I'm gonna back this up a little bit. One thing that I like about Tyler Booker is his ability to. Oh man, I can't do it right here. That sucks. Is his ability to engage multiple targets. All right, he engages to help out the center and then immediately goes out to help his tackle. Those are one of those very high awareness traits that I think is good of him. He knows his centerman needs some help, chips the guy off to him, and then he goes from one duo to another duo very instantly.
Right. If he doesn't have somebody, if he doesn't have someone to block, he's
Yes.
looking for someone to block.
Absolutely.
And that's a characteristic of a guy that's always thinking about, I need to be doing something. The one thing I can't stand when I watch offensive line play is that there's an offensive lineman sitting there not blocking anyone. He ain't got no one to block, and the play's moving. That don't make any kind of sense. At some point in time, I've got to touch somebody. I have to assault somebody on every play, and Tyler does that. Just coming out the gate on this play right here.
That's right. That's right. All right. So result of the play honestly doesn't matter to me. I'm looking at the line, right? Okay. So once again, you have a man directly over your tackle, man directly over your center. Whole lot of space and opportunity right here. So let's start this play. He immediately climbs. Now, for someone who may have foot speed issues, Chris, and I spoke to you about this both, in the pre and when we started this video, Bama put him in opportunities where he can improve those perceived weaknesses often. He immediately climbed to the second level and engaged. And that's one thing that I like there.
Yeah. So he's not a slow-footed, pretty much. It has to be right in front of me. He can be a mauler, but he can be a dancing bear type mauler. He can be to the point he can get to that next level. And for him to play where he's going to be able to play and do the things we need him to do, he's going to need to be able to do that.
Sure, absolutely. And yeah, his eyes are always moving. He's always thinking. So I love it. Once again, I don't care about the result of the play. You're looking at the play. All right. So once again, right over the tackle, right over the center, whole lot of space and opportunity here. Now, what I do like here is his tackle recognized that he had someone on the outside, so he passed his direct man over to Tyler Booker, and he took the opportunity.
Yeah, I just love the fact of the matter that when he decided to sit down on him, he able, hey, he planned, he said, the pocket wasn't the cleanest, but he didn't get pushed back in Milroe's lap. Milroe, was going to be kind of one read and get ready to get out of there, but he kept it to the point that he didn't give him a lane to get out. That's what you kind of sometimes got to be able to do with your more seasoned quarterbacks, especially when he comes to Dallas. Is he's going to learn from Coach Clayton, and he's going to learn from the offensive line coach. Hey, how he's going to probably set a lot quicker and get his ground underneath him to give the quarterback an opportunity to maybe step up, or hey, if he wants to move a little bit to the right, to the left, and go from there. I don't see Rain being super duper mobile Rain anymore. I don't see that happening anymore. But I don't see him being a statue either. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be a guy. He's going to try to scoop. He's going to at least try. He's going to be willing, but we'll see how his body lets him do things. Now, he did kind of beat the bull rush here. You see, he got stood up a little bit, but managed to get his feet back under him.
Right. Yeah.
And,
right.
Create that wall. Milroe's a mobile guy, so his line opened up the Red Sea right up the middle. Cool. If that option was there, great. That just goes to showing what their coaching taught them to do.
Absolutely.
And it is.
Yeah, give him a lane and let him go get a couple yards here. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now you finally got somebody directly in front of him. There we go. All sides a little bit, but we'll see.
Right. That's the first play in this whole series I haven't seen him put his hands on somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the linebacker kind of just sat back and was like, "Hey, listen, I'm really spying, but I'm not going to deal with that." Yep.
And this is one of those things where the O-line communicates with each other. His center, all he did was give him a hand signal, and that was what told him to engage the other guy, to engage that man, because he had someone coming. He had someone else coming. But once he puts his mitts on you, man, you stood up. Once he puts his mitts on you, you stood up.
There's a lot of stop. Like, hey, hold your horses.
Absolutely.
A lot of hey, you're gonna go where I want you to go, but you're not gonna go over me. You're not gonna run, push me back. Once he get his hands on you, he locks you up.
But those are those traits that I was talking about, though. Very very powerful, very no, is it foundationally? His lower body strong. There we go. I had to say it in normal people terms. His lower body strong, Chris.
Right. I mean, he got the tree. He's got a tree trunk base. You know, absolutely. and when he locks up on you, he's fine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And once again, here we see a lot of willingness to look for contact, and I love that. I love that in my offensive lineman. They just gonna get out of the play. And one thing to remember, Chris, this is against Georgia. Georgia got some dogs on that defense.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, Georgia's got some guys. It's a big time game. It's at home. The one thing you want to be able to have your players be to the point that the moment isn't too big for them. They're to the point where they can say, "Hey, I can stand in here. I can play in these type of situations, and it's not overwhelming for him." He's going to be able to do that.
So you remember that quote that and you actually talked about it earlier. The quote where he said he likes to see people's love for the game. They want to leave their house. Mm-hmm. Is this kind of what you're seeing right here? 78 didn't even try to engage for real.
I think 78 saw 78 saw the play wasn't coming towards him. Yeah. Let me get out of here. And it was me getting thrown around here in the club. Let me just go try to put some wheels and go, because the play was going away from him. Yeah. And he wasn't getting past him. But look how he engages right here. Look,
absolutely.
Hat on hat, boom. I'm getting you up out the club, right? I'm getting the lane open for my player to do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was kind of like a twofer. Because your tackle, big 74 on the outside, your tackle has a man that's kind of going away from kind of squeezes through, right? But because Booker can kind of bring Bama edge, I forget his name, onto him, it slows him down, one or two steps. You know?
Yeah.
So that's little stuff that I enjoy.
Well, I think what you like to see is that in that situation, even though when they overloaded that side, he didn't panic. The left guard, the left tackle knew, okay, I'm gonna push my guy outside, but I know if I let my guy inside, Booker's got my back. So the one thing that we love, the ability to communicate, the always active hands, trying to do something in those different situations to make that thing work. So, I mean, if you look right now, we don't have to sit up here and have this long, drawn out discussion about, is he the best, the best guard, or is there going to be a battle or things of that nature? Nah, none of that.
I was looking for a play here, but before we go into that, I'm glad that you mentioned that. You talked about your best guard, right? Obviously, right now your best guard is Tyler Smith.
Okay.
This is kind of like down the road stuff. We probably gonna do a whole video on this. I don't know. Would you consider keeping Tyler Booker at left guard and kicking Tyler Smith out to tackle?
No, I don't mean nothing. Listen, we boys, we homies. Yeah. But for some strange reason, you think one day you gonna do the Jedi mind trick, or you gonna bring the neuralizer and flash me one day, and I'm gonna forget. Listen, the law firm, the law firm of Tyler, and Tyler, the Tylers is gonna be this way. I will stand on the wall and say Tyler Smith is a all-pro, consummate, potential Hall of Fame left guard. That's what he is.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I hear you. I just wanted to ask because we already have him as our best guard, right?
Yeah,
but if you want to talk about your best five.
No. Well, my best five are as such. For me, okay, this is for Christopher, okay? I'm going Tyler Guyton, Tyler Smith, Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, and Terrence Steele. That's my best five. So that's my best five because I got people progressing. I got people getting back to their true form. But what the Cowboys did do, and that's we're going to be talking about draft picks later. They brought in guys. They got 16. They got 16 offensive linemen on the roster right now. 16.
Man, right. Those lunch ladies gonna be struggling.
I mean,
those lunch ladies gonna be struggling.
Hey, some of them guys is there for for practice squad bodies, but if you can get 8 out of that, maybe 9 that you can be able to carry, and then maybe 1 or 2 you can drop on the practice squad, you're winning, because big bodies are a premium.
Yeah,
they are a premium, man. I mean, it's like you got guys getting offered in this draft to go be on NFL squad just to give us extra body so we can practice, bro. That we can practice.
Yeah, for sure.
So at the end of the day, man, having 16 is a hefty number, but it's a good number because of what we're trying to do and what we need to make happen during this time in the season on this 90-man roster.
Absolutely. So I was looking for a play that really kind of what is the word that I'm looking for? Puts Tyler in situations that people say that he's not good at, right? Found one.
Okay.
It was like 2 plays later. So this is like a pin and pull situation. Tyler's your pull guard.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like that was fine to me. It was a touchdown scored on that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man. So just while it's playing, when I eventually recognize and look at him stuffing somebody's son in the locker, that is.
Yep. Getting a little lunch money. Getting a little lunch money. I need a little extra. I need that square piece. I need an extra square piece.
Here we go. Let's back that up. So, Chris, normally your center's the guy that does all the communication. I said this before, right? They're usually the ones that are patting their butt, telling people what's going on. You got your guard doing that. Your guard's doing that communication. And I like that because it shows that across that offensive line, across the 5 big men, he's taking on that leadership role,
Right.
And
absolutely.
For a while, the Cowboys, back in the Jason Garrett days, they used that term right kind of guy a lot, And recently, I think that, and I'm going to just pause that. I'm going to just take this down because now I want to make a point, right? I want to wax poetic. Recently, something that has, and this might really be as recent as last year, teams seem to be focusing on guys that are great locker room guys and love the game of football, right? So I don't think that you'll ever have to worry about that with Tyler Booker.
No,
I think that he's going to be a guy that will come in day one and be a contributing part of that locker room. And I don't mean on the field. I mean, a guy that's going to rally the troops, even in the game where we're down,
I think he's going to give you the vocal leader, on the vocal guy that you've wanted to have. As great as Tyron was, he wasn't a big talker.
Yeah.
Zach would talk, but I think you want the young guys who are gelling, the Tyron Smith, because he's the old head. He's really, the big dog in the room. He's that guy. So it's his room. So You got him, and then you got Booker on the other side. He's talking, and so those guys are to the point they're meshing and bonding. Where we don't hear a lot from Cooper Beebe, but we know that he's I want to be a team leader. He's been a team leader, and you want that, man. Like you said, loving the game is huge when you're spending millions of dollars on a guy's ability, and that's definitely in his wheelhouse. He loves it, and he shows it. For every conversation we've seen, he's about football. He's about Tyler Booker, the football player.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I'm looking for another pull play right here. I think I might have found it, Chris. I think I might have found it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this right here. It might be the play after this one. This is the only one. This is one of the only few plays where his man kind of got away from him in that previous play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we go. He's pulling again. He was a little slow on this play, Chris. This is one of those situations where I think that he was a little slow on his assignment.
Okay, let's see.
There we go. Let's do that right there. I can only, if I push the arrow, it goes back 10 whole seconds. I didn't need it to do. All right, now you see him pulling. He was a little slow to sealing that.
Okay. All right. Okay. I
So
can get that.
I understand where people say they need him to be faster on his feet, right? I understand it, but it's not because he don't know how to pull. He don't know how to climb. I think that he just got to get a little faster, and once you get a pro workout plan under you, I think that'll come with a little. That'll come. Now,
I mean,
for what it's worth, Bama's the closest that you're gonna get. Bama's the closest that you're gonna get, Chris.
You mean Georgia's the closest? What do you mean? Georgia's gonna be the closest.
No. Him being a player at Bama is the closest that he gonna get. A pro locker room, a pro workout plan, and things of that nature.
I mean, I will listen. I've told you this before. I haven't seen a better workout facility in college football than Bama.
Hold up, Chris. Hold up. Now, one thing about it is, if Tyler Booker, even if he might, the guy across from him might be faster than him, right? Mm-hmm. And he is 52. Always keep your eyes on 52. He gonna put you on the ground. But one thing that I like, and I saw this on we got 3 more games. I think I saw this on one of the other games too. When he put a dude on the ground, he accidentally falls on him. He accidentally falls on him. Look, on the ground, boom.
Yeah. That's he gonna put that weight on you.
Absolutely.
He gonna put that weight. But
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Joseph said in the comment, he's a man that's gonna move a man against his will. He's gonna push a big D tackle, in and out of the way you win football games. If he's in A gap, I'm gonna push him all the way to B gap. If I'm gonna move him against his will. And like he said, when he did the interview with Micah and Darius Slay, you got to line up against me, and I'm trying to every play throughout the game break your will, break your desire to want to play. And once I get to that point, then that's when the game becomes, super fun for me, because now I've broken your desire to even line up and play.
Yeah.
And that's an attitude that you definitely want to have in your offensive linemen to make them want to be able to go out and do that on a regular basis.
Absolutely. And I constantly go back to his mental acumen, because him being the guard, he's gonna have a lot of the additional responsibilities. We talk about duo and combo a lot. For people that don't know what that is, a combo block is when 2 linemen work together to prevent 2 or more defensive players from rushing. Right?
Absolutely. Two guys work against another guy.
That's a combo. That's a combo.
Right.
That's a combo. A duo is a duo of offensive linemen. It's like a double team.
Yeah.
Think of a duo as a double team. A duo is when 2 offensive linemen, as a duo, go against that one defensive player. Guys like Micah Parsons might see that often. So that can be called a centering guard, a tackling guard. That's like the simple terms that you'll have instead of the fancy jargon. There we go.
Yeah.
So as the guard, he always has the potential to be involved with one of his line mates against someone else, and a lot of times that takes smarts. It takes smarts, Chris.
We know from his pedigree, like we said before, where he's been working at. Before Coach Saban left, and even with Coach DeBoer being there, they've got quality coaches in the room. They're not as upbeat. They're probably not have as many pelts on the wall as Clayton, our OC, as well as Riley, who's been working with. We've seen him, the guys that he's developed. But the thing about it is that you're getting a premium day one. What we said we needed our first 3 picks to be able to be day one plug and play guys.
Yeah, for
Tyler Booker fills that spot all the way by being a guy you're not worried about at all.
Yeah.
Walking into the room, walking the facility, and not being ready to play football day one.
Yeah, and like you said, day one. Look at him.
I see him. Because looking for somebody to hit. He came out the hole. Nobody was there. Let me turn back inside to see if I can find somebody to hit. Made sure he
Absolutely.
was active. Yeah, totally active.
Absolutely. So the Cowboys have a benefit of having a unofficial coach. You know, we talk about Duke Manyweather often, right? He don't work for the Cowboys, but his training facility happened to be right across the street from the Star. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right, I give him that.
I like that. It is very likely that Tyler Booker's going to be over there with Duke. You know, so he'll be able to help him with his deficiencies. You know, whatever they may be.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, he's going to be able. He's going to work on his foot speed. He works on his foot speed and continues to keep his strength and then just enhance it because one of our fellow content creators is always saying, hey, the NFL is not where development starts. It's really kind of where the development or enhancement of what they've already been taught begins. So having Coach Riley, having Coach Clayton, having a plan, having a game plan of what he wants to do. Coach Clayton is saying, hey, listen, if I pin and pulled here with these guys, but the guys that I have here, what do they do great? Then we're going to work at what they do great. What Tyler Booker doesn't do great is that he's not a fleet-footed guy, but he's a willing guy to be that. He's not a poor athlete, you know. He's not a poor athlete as some might try to say he is, or hey, why would you take him at 12 when he's slow? No, he's not that. He's not that. But he's got definitely some areas that he has to work on, to improve on, to get better. Yeah.
I mean, I think that is every rookie though. No rookie has it all. You know what I'm saying?
That's all of us, man. That's all of us, man. That's all of us. All of us got something we got to work on to get better at every day. You know, that's the one thing. But the one thing you don't have, his awareness is top notch. His toughness is there. His willingness to want to put his hands on somebody and put his hands on and throw somebody around is always there. And I love that about Tyler Booker.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. Absolutely, Chris. Oh my God, Chris, this is porn. Chris, this is porn. This is something. Oh my goodness, Chris. Let's. Oh my goodness. Let me back this up. Here we go. See, Chris. The whole time you're talking, I'm looking for the next play. So I get to witness this masterclass that he's putting on. And the reason that I chose the Georgia game is because you're not gonna find better. You're not gonna find better competition than that. You know.
I mean, you can, but I mean, it's top. It's good on good. You know, sure. It's good on good. It's, you know, competitive. Every rep is a rep that's, you know, highly contested. But the thing about it, he comes ready for the challenge.
Yeah.
So that's you don't want it to be like when he gets here. Okay, I want to find out. I don't want any kind of foolishness, and I'm gonna take this from Vox Lombardi, man. I don't want no shenanigans like they did last year with having Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton on the opposite field. I want day one, line it up. I want him to jump on, have a fist fight with Osa. I want him to get into a fight with Mozzie. I want him to get a fight with Nealon. I want him to be in fist fights the very first day. If he get his nose bloody, great. If he don't, then he sets the tone and go forward from there. Because I don't have time to play this game of like, maybe he is, maybe he ain't. Because, you know, Brock Hoffman is going to come. Brock Hoffman is an ultimate try-hard guy. He's going to come there ready to try hard. Great. I understand that. I don't want any kind of mess. Well, hey, Brock Hoffman really does look good. He's outshining the rookie. Nah, listen, we understand. Brock Hoffman, for me, and I'll say it, I'm a Hokie to my heart. He's 7 games. I need him 7 games. He's a 7-game starter. He's a patchwork guy. That's what he is. I'm trying to get to 19 games. 19 games for me gets me to the NFC Championship and get off this snide. That's what I got to get to. Okay,
that's the goal of the year. That's the goal of the year.
That's what I need. So, push come to shove, that's what's got to happen.
Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely, man. Do you have any final thoughts about Tyler Booker?
Man, I love Tyler Booker. I'm glad he's trying to start the Great Wall of Dallas 3, and then we got these young bucks growing together and helping to go to the next spot. Joe, you've been firing off this whole time. What you say, man? The rest, yeah, yeah. You know, Joe, the thing about with the RAS score, man, it's something, that people want to, hey, I got to use something to kind of get a comparison of what this guy is.
Yeah.
But the eye in the sky don't lie.
At all.
What you do between the white lines is what's most important. It's not about, oh, hey, did I go to this camp, or did I go here? Did I do this? When you line up 11 on 11, man on man, mano a mano, how did you do? How did you work? And from this game against Georgia, Tyler Booker did his job, man. There was no drop off. There was no drop off for him, and he helped Alabama do what they needed to do that day.
Yes, sir. So Chris, we are in this quote unquote draft period, from the draft to minicamp, right?
Oh yeah, we got to stretch it. Yeah, we got to stretch it. We have from now until the middle of July when the Cowboys go to camp. So there's no need for us to be like burning through all these guys. We want to kind of break them down and we want to slow cook. We want to smoke them. I got a big smoker in the backyard, man.
You got a trigger?
No. I got a pit bulls. I got a pit bulls. So I got a pit bull. So I'm a big smoker dude, because it gives you time to sit down and just let it marinate. You want to let your meat marinate. So we got this thing on, hey, it's not balls if I'm smoking a steak, you know what I'm saying? I ain't smoking nothing else, So if I got me a nice sirloin on there, I want to put that joke on about 400, and then if I want to bring it back down to 225. So we're in the 225, smoking out, let it get all that flavor, and so we can, bring a delicious piece of a morsel to the table, that is edible and delectable for the family to enjoy. So we're trying to help you enjoy these new Cowboys we have, as well as these undrafted free agents, because I like a lot of them.
I gotta check and see if we got.
And listen, man, we got the plug, man. We got film on everybody. We got film on everybody. Even folks that that you just pull out, like Rocky and Bullwinkle and pull a rabbit out the hat. Presto, we got film on them. So we got the people.
With that in mind, our plan, for the viewers, we plan on giving one film session a day on each of the Cowboys draftees. So even though just Saturday morning we talked about Tyler Booker, you had to get the film session today. You got to get the meat and potatoes today.
Yeah.
For Ezerico, I'm gonna call him Easy. I'm gonna call.
It's Easy, baby. It's Easy E, man. It's Easy E, man. We want easy, man. We want easy. We want easy, and I'm excited to see this young man. Like I said, I had an opportunity to kind of see him up close and personal for a couple of years because he played in the ACC, and just watching a skilled worker, skilled worker at his craft, and coming so close and coming in. I talked to a lot of my young, high school guys and guys going to college. I said, listen, you got to start learning how to rush with a plan, and Easy, Ezerico, man, he is textbook with that. So, and they move him around a lot. So when we get into that film tomorrow, man, it'll be good, man. So listen, man, we 38 minutes into this thing, man. Yep. Every time you come to the door, you come to the party, man. We want to make sure that you go ahead and hit the like button. Put the like button out, man. Get us out there in the algorithm, man. If you haven't already subscribed, man, I don't understand what you're doing, man.
Those buttons are right down there.
It's right down there. It's 10 o'clock at night, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Lock in with your boys. So when we come on live and go drop this dope content, and sometimes when we tape and we just want to shoot something out there, you'll be able to get the update when we do it, man. But more importantly, man, share. And the one thing we love more than anything else, man, comment, man. Say, hey, Chris, why you got all these goddamn posters in the back, man? Hey, Chris, what's the football helmet on the side? Hey, B, how come every time you come on here, you got a different hat for a different team? We don't have no problem with that, man. We don't shy away from the comments. We love the comments, man. We love interacting, man. So drop a comment in there and talk to us, man. Listen, I'm that dude, man, that goes out for the dry cleaner for the superhero, man. I go get his clothes, make sure his boots, his gloves, all his stuff is matching and coordinated so we can do what we do, man. I'm Set It On Chris, and I'm always rocking with my man Brandon, man. And we will forever be Frankly Football, man. And till the next time we get together, peace.